Woo! What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome back. Oh, man, there's so much to talk about tonight. We have some, it's going to be an interesting conversation to say the least. I don't know. A lot of drama, a lot of tragedy. Again, every time we come together, it's always over something very tragic and unfortunate. I guess that's just the type of channel this is, you guys. Listen, welcome back to this channel. This is Nathan Daley, and I am your law enforcement translator. For those who know, you guys, listen, I try to provide insight on a lot of difficult current event topics and issues that are facing and plaguing this country, our community as a whole. And, I just like to give a little background, right, on some things, bring some context to a lot of complex issues. You guys, as you know, I'm a 13-year law enforcement veteran, so this is right up my alley. This is disturbing for those who don't know. Again, and unfortunately, another tragic, untimely, unfortunate death from someone who's talented, someone who's done great things in the community. Now, this is a rapper. This is a musician. He is a rapper out of Atlanta. He goes by the name of Trouble. I always think these names are very interesting. Um, please, you guys, keep his family and his in your prayers. Again, he was shot and killed over the weekend. His name is Mariel Semonte Orr. He goes by the name of Trouble, of course. Listen, we're going to talk about this. This is a very interesting situation, but it's very, very too familiar. I've seen this countless of times, you guys. This is one of those, what I like to call a crime of passion. But I want to break down the events. I also want to dissect the statement that was provided by one of the witnesses, which is a female who was at the scene, a part of this. I guess you would call it some sort of a love triangle, if you will. But again, keep the families in your prayers, you guys. Regardless of what the situation is, death is never the answer, and unfortunately, we live in times now, especially in our community, where we're seeing too much of it, where we have people who are using permanent methods to address temporary problems, temporary feelings and emotions. People are taking other people's lives because they have no self-control of their own emotions. This is a problem. This is a serious problem. Before I dive into any of that, you guys, good evening. Thank you for joining tonight. You guys, I'm not going to be on too long. I might give you guys about a smooth 2 hours. If you're not familiar about the situation, I had to cover this because this is in my town. You guys, it's in Atlanta. We've had a lot of drama in Atlanta over the last couple months between the YSL music group being arrested and indicted for gang activity with the RICO Act. And then we've had, of course, shootings after shootings after shootings, death after death. So there's a lot going on. I hope everybody's doing well. As people start rolling in, before we get started, welcome, you guys. What did you guys have for dinner? Have you guys eaten yet? Haven't eaten yet. As we get some people coming in, we're going to talk about it. There's a lot of things that we need to cover. It's very important, though, that we have this discussion, especially for our women and especially for our men. We're going to talk about domestics. We're going to talk about dating, relationships. I'm going to give you guys some insight, give you guys some advice, definitely on what things to avoid, what things to pay attention to. You have to be careful out here. You absolutely have to be careful out here. Unfortunately, Trouble got into some trouble, and it wasn't necessarily his fault. You can't control the actions of others. Unfortunately, this is what makes things so difficult, so dangerous nowadays. And so very, very, very unfortunate. Shout out to daughter of Yasha. She got some salad. Jasmine got the fruit bowl sprinkled with blue cheese. That's different. That's different. Hello, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Join in as we're rolling in, you guys. We are talking about the untimely death of a talented musician by the name of Trouble out of Atlanta. Here in Atlanta, this is my current hometown, you guys. Very unfortunate. I've heard his music before. Grew up listening to some of his music. He's good. His music entertaining. He's also done some great things for the city, right? So very, very loved person here. So this is very unfortunate, like any other death, despite how we feel about anyone or what the music they make. You guys, a life is a life. And this is unfortunate. So let's get into it. We got 50 people in so far. You guys, please hit the like button on your way. And if you have not, made love to the like button, please, by all means. If you're new to the channel, please, would love to have you part of this journey. If you want to join the channel, would absolutely appreciate it. Also, subscribe if you are new. Shout out to Hakeem. He came in before we even started. Brother was like 5. I got 5 on it. Shout out to you, Hakeem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this wonderful super chat. Thank you guys so much, man. A lot of people have been supporting the channel. I love it. I absolutely love it. And, shout out to Kingdom Minded for the PayPal donation. Thank you so much for everybody who's constantly supporting. The channel is growing. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. There's a lot to talk about. I think people are loving my perspective on these things. And so it's definitely very motivating, very inspiring. So, so let's do it. Tara says she got tuna salad. Y'all eating good. I don't know what I'm gonna eat tonight. Probably pizza. That's probably what's gonna be on the menu tonight. You guys, for those who don't know or have not seen him, you've seen on the thumbnail, that's Trouble. That's his stage name. What happened, you guys? I'm gonna give you the backstory, and then we're gonna break down. We're gonna break down the statement of the witness. So, in so many ways, this is a tragedy. Unfortunately, you guys, I hate to be the one to say this, but this happens a lot. This happens a lot, and unfortunately, it happens to a lot of young men, and this happens to a lot of young women. I mean, old women, old men, just in general. This happens, right? What am I talking about? Talking about these love triangles. Talking about crime of passion. And I'm going to break down what happened. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to show you the news clip just so we can all be on the same page. And then I'm going to break it down. I'm going to go over the statements. It's so important that we do this, you guys. It's so important. And it's also very important that I give you some advice, give you some insight on how to protect yourself from these potential situations. What are the red flags that you need to pay attention to, right? Behavior, human behavior, emotions. You guys, emotions, it's a strong thing. I did a video on Will Smith and the Jada Pinkett situation, and I talked about the power of emotions and why emotion is so dangerous. Because oftentimes emotion is absent of logic. And when logic is missing, you guys, people do crazy things. When the logic is missing out of emotions, people do things that are very irrational. So during this conversation, you guys, normally this thing that we started doing, shout out to my moderator, shout out to Gail. Thank you, Gail, for being here. What I normally do in situations like this, you guys, I want you to be able to ask questions freely. So as I'm going through these topics and discussions and we're bringing out and I'm unveiling some things, feel free, if you have a direct question, especially regarding this topic, please put a Q in front of your question. That way I can know while I'm scrolling down through the comments, I can catch it, I can bring it up, and we can address it. You guys, we're going to be talking about domestics. We're going to be talking about relationships. We're going to be talking about crime of passion, because this is exactly what it sounds like. Now, we also have to be mindful that everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Until all the facts come out, you guys, we're going to speculate a little bit. But we're going to use this as a learning tool because, again, we can't wait to learn from a situation like this. We just can't wait. We need to talk about it now. By the time all the facts and evidence comes out, you guys, we're going to have other victims, right? So we're going to dive into it. We're going to dive into it. Man, this was sad. This is definitely sad. So what happened, you guys? Trouble, the rapper, What does he do? He has this lady, this young lady he's talking to. We don't know what type of relationship that they have or to what extent. Um, he's at her apartment. Now, Trouble, he's a guy, he has some good money, right? People keep talking about a couple things that, oh, he has money. Why is he sleeping at her place? And why is he, he should know better. As a man with status, you don't sleep at a woman's apartment like that. He wasn't armed. He didn't have a gun. We don't know any of these things. We're speculating. People are making these statements saying that he was caught slipping. He was caught slipping. You guys, unfortunately, everybody's lifestyle is different. And based on the lifestyle that you live determines how you conduct yourself, how you move, and the people you associate with. As men, the type of women that you date, and as women, the type of men that you date. Based on your lifestyle, everything is different. The rules are different. In my world, the rules are different than Trouble's world. He moves differently. His behaviors. I'm going to talk to you guys about how people think who live this lifestyle. Why? Because I've investigated them. I've talked to them. I've interviewed them. I'm going to tell you how they think. What are people saying? Let me give you the backstory. And then we got to talk about lifestyle. Lifestyle has everything to do with this. Everything. This isn't normal, right? This isn't standard. What happened? He sleep at a woman's home, apartment, and her ex-boyfriend shows up. While they're sleeping. This is under the assumption that they've already were intimate. In the bed, he falls asleep. People are saying, hey, based on your lifestyle, sir, you know better than that. You're not supposed to do that. You don't sleep at the chick's house, right? The side piece house, right? If she's a pin cushion, right? That's the terminology, right? We use. You don't fall asleep after you get done, when people say clapping cheeks, right? After all that, you're supposed to get up and then bounce. You're not supposed to fall asleep. Well, he slept. Right? Could it have been a setup? I thought it might have been, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think it is. Initially, yeah. I thought it was a setup, but not. After hearing all the rest of the things come out. What happened? Well, let me pull up a photo. I want you guys to see who we're talking about while I'm going through this. Just so that we're all clear on all the players involved in this situation. Let's be clear. Okay. There we go. All right. To the left of us, you guys, that is Trouble. This is the rapper. This is the gentleman that we're talking about tonight. To the right is the alleged suspect, the one who allegedly took his life, right? Allegedly killed him. This is who we're talking about. Trouble's on the left, and the suspect / offender on the right. What are we talking about, you guys? What happened? Trouble, he stays the night at this girl's house, approximately 3 o'clock in the morning. Someone enters the home. It's the ex-boyfriend. This gentleman to the right here. What happens? What was their relationship like? His name is Jamichael Jones. Jamichael Jones, this gentleman right here. Jamichael Jones. What happened? You guys, he is with this girl. They were in a relationship for approximately 3 years. 3 years. Yes, jealousy is no joke. It can get you killed. It can get you killed. What happens? Uh-oh, Miss Global Girl, wagwan, wagwan. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. 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 These guys are young. These are 30, 32, 34-year-old men. It's crazy. So what happened, you guys? Jamichael was in a relationship with a young lady who people are saying allegedly she's a dancer, she's a stripper. I don't know, right? She's a stripper. That's what they're saying. She's a stripper, right? What's good, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. 3 years, Jamichael is dating a stripper. Black Men Unfiltered, shout out, brother. Shout out to you. He's dating a stripper. Jamichael is. Jamichael is in a relationship for 3 years with this young lady. Whether she's a dancer or not doesn't matter, right? They break up for a week. It's only been a week that they've been separated. Just 1 week. Right? And here we are after the breakup a week later. Jamichael shoots and kills, allegedly, Trouble. Someone said an exotic praise dancer. Oh, they praising all right. What up, Jay Black? Welcome, you guys. Welcome in. Hit the like button on your way in, you guys. There's a lot to talk about tonight. We're talking about domestics. We're talking about crimes of passion. Is Jamichael, the shooter, allegedly, is he wrong? What did he do wrong? What did Trouble do wrong? Who's at fault, you guys? Somebody's dead. Somebody is dead. What happened? 3-year relationship. They broke up for a week. The ex-boyfriend forces entry into the ex-girlfriend's apartment, and he sees a man laying in the bed with his ex-girlfriend. This is what they're saying happened. The female, the ex-girlfriend, we don't know her name. She tells the police in her statement that Jamichael started punching her in the face, you guys. We see who Jamichael is. Jamichael is this man right here to the right. She tells the police that Jamichael starts assaulting her while she's asleep in the bed. And Trouble is right next to her. He just comes by and starts hitting her in the face. So now they get into a physical altercation. Guess who wakes up? Trouble. Trouble wakes up. He sees, to her, based on her statement, that he sees her getting assaulted. So what does he do? You guys, he jumps in and tries to defend her, tries to protect her. Now she's telling the police that during this scuffle, Trouble is trying to protect her. So Trouble and Jamichael start going at it. And then what happens? She states that Jamichael pulls out a gun and shoots Trouble 1 time in the chest. Right? 1 time in the chest. How did he get in? According to the police report, you guys, that I read, there were signs of forced entry. There were signs of forced entry. But you guys, listen, I'm going to tell you how these investigations work and why we have to be very, very careful with the things that we hear. I'm going to give you the insight as a 13-year veteran. Nothing is ever what it seems. You don't chase after the truth. You chase after the evidence. I never listen to the truth, you guys. I listen for the lies. The lie is where the truth resides. Always. It's always in the lie. It's always. It's usually the thing that people are so quick to tell you first. That's what I focus on. What happened? What happened? Is this What happened? Someone is saying that this gentleman, Trouble, was unarmed, but no one can make sense of it. Why? Because the lifestyle, right, that he lives, his lifestyle. His lifestyle dictates that he carries a weapon all the time. People are saying it doesn't make sense. People are saying he fell asleep. It doesn't make sense. That's not standard operating procedures for a man who lives this type of lifestyle. Right? You smash, then you dash. Always stay strapped. Always. You don't fall asleep at the bust down's house, right? You don't. And a lot of times, you're supposed to get a hotel. You don't bring her back to your place. That's not your woman. She's a stripper. Again, this lifestyle, she's for everybody. I'm going to tell you guys something. These men and women who live this lifestyle, you guys, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Shout out to Lona. She knew he was unarmed. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Or he was armed and she could have hit the weapon. She could have put the weapon up. You guys, I've seen it all. I've seen it. I've seen some stuff that'll blow your mind. If this was a setup, we're going to argue both sides. We're going to argue both sides. We'll argue from the stance that what she's saying is true. And then we'll argue the conspiracy side. You guys, on my channel, always argue both. Shout out to Snuggles. Snuggles, I missed you the last 3 streams. Snuggles, where you been at? I'm going to argue both sides, you guys. It's very important. People need to see the angles of this. This is how we investigate crimes. You argue every single possibility. Nothing is off the table. People are saying, hey, why is he not with the strap? How come he's not carrying the strap? Why would he fall asleep? What if he was drugged? What if he was drugged? What if? You guys, I've seen women lace drinks on men. Hell yeah. Cardi B admitted to it, right? This is a real thing, you guys. Strippers are dangerous. Not all. Some. There are some strippers that are dangerous, you guys. Very, very dangerous. That's why people are so confused about why he was so comfortable. Some strippers are extremely dangerous. And the lifestyle they live, I'm good on that. I've seen police officers be set up by strippers. All the time. So let's recap. Jamichael, 3 years relationship with this woman. They break up a week before this incident. What did she tell the police, you guys? I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read to you her statement. It's very interesting. The woman explained to deputies that she and Jones, this Jamichael Jones, 32 years old, had been dating for 3 years but broke up a week earlier. Now, what's the problem, you guys? A week later, she's already moved on with some new guy named Trouble. Does that sound right? I'm pretty sure they were already talking. Right? You guys, this happens all the time. All of a sudden, Cuckoo Kachu, the new guy. Nah, he's been a new guy for a while. You might be just now finding out about it. Right? Something's not right. You mean to tell me this is just some random guy she just met and he's over, he feels comfortable, he's over at her house? And listen, you guys, for your questions, put a Q in front of your questions. We're going to be covering a lot tonight. Again, we'll be talking about domestic violence, love triangles, crime of passion. We're going to talk about it all. I'm going to bring up the Georgia law, you guys. We're going to go over the law and see what the law says about this. Question, Tracy Q says, where does she meet Trouble? Need to raise their standards. She's a stripper. right? She's a stripper. She's a stripper. He needs to raise his. He's the one with all the money, you know. But this is the lifestyle. This is the lifestyle. What did she say? She said they just broke up a week earlier, and then now she has a new guy. Just that quick. A new guy in her apartment. A week after they broke up, you guys. What did she tell the police? She said the reason why they broke up, she stated when he hit her during an argument about him not having a job and not helping her pay the bills. You guys, why would he need to help pay bills if they lived together? If they lived together. See, this is the part people aren't paying attention to. She broke up with him after he assaulted her, allegedly. What did she say? She said, in that instance, she said she called 911 but did not file a police report because Jones fled the scene. I don't know how accurate that is. You guys, anytime the police are called in reference to an assault, especially a domestic assault, domestic violence, a report absolutely has to be made. So I don't know if that statement is completely accurate, you guys. I don't know. Shout out to Dre, you guys. We have a DV specialist in the building. Domestic violence. You guys get your questions ready. After this, we got a lot to talk about. Put a Q in front of your statement. That way I know you have a question. What is the problem? What is the problem? She said they broke up because he lost his job. He couldn't help her pay the bills. The bills to what? You guys, the proof is all in her statement that she gave unintentionally. For those who are paying attention, shout out to daughter of y'all for this super chat. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. Always on time for the live stream. Love you, sister. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You guys, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the statement. What did she tell the police? And after they had an argument about the funds, about him not having a job, he assaulted her, allegedly. This is her statement. But she said she never filed a police report, you guys. I used to tell women all the time, and men, if you're involved in a domestic situation, please make sure you file a police report. Make sure you report it. If it's not reported, you guys, it never happened. It never happened. Her word means nothing in this moment if she has no proof. He struck her. Where's the evidence? You guys, news flash. Women lie. Men lie. People lie. People lie all the time. She tells the police in her statement that they broke up a week ago. Is that even true? Maybe. Maybe not. But we're going to go based off of what she said. We're going to go based off of what she said. Because none of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. I'm going to tell you why this is not a setup. I'm going to tell you why this is not a setup. Because Jamichael's mama turned him in. I thought this was a setup too when I first heard it. I said, this sounds like a typical, I'm messing with the stripper. The stripper got some jack boys on speed dial. I thought it was a setup too, you guys, but the mama turned him in. Jamichael's mama turned him in. This ain't no setup. This is jealousy, right? He felt emasculated. That's what it sounds like to me. What happened? She's saying, hey, we broke up because he couldn't help me pay the bills. So a week goes by and she's already getting her ankles knocked loose by somebody else. What's funny is Trouble already knew that she was engaging or intimate or had some other men on the side. He already knew. You guys, this is the dangers when men run this smash and dash lifestyle. You know, this is the risk you run. Being out here when you're a woodchuck, I call them woodchucks. When you're a woodchucker, you out here just chucking wood. All right. You know, you guys, at the end of the day, I tell young men all the time, there's do not find validation through woodchucking, slinging wood. You need to exercise discipline. Absolutely. It's dangerous when you come across a woman who is dealing with another man and she's in a toxic relationship. You guys, as men, you got to be careful. As women, you got to be careful. People who are connected to other people who haven't let go. You got to be careful, you guys. You absolutely have to be careful. People who are still tethered to unhealthy relationships. Unhealthy relationships. All because you want to chuck some wood. A lot of men do it and they know these women are married. They know these women are in relationships. They know the boyfriend just left for work. The girlfriend just left for work. I mean, these people do this, you guys. I can't tell you how many calls I've gone to people's homes. The woman comes home and she finds a condom in the bed. Or the guy comes home, he finds a condom wrapper. Right? I had a case one time where the guy comes home and he uses the bathroom. The condom that she thought she flushed came right back up to the top. Cuckoo cuckoo. I show up and she has a knot on the side of her head and her eye is completely blacked and her lip is hanging from the damn near at the bottom of her chin. And he's sitting outside just, officer, you can go ahead and handcuff me, officer. I'm like, what the hell? I said, is she alive? Yeah. She good. She straight. I'm like, bro, what happened? Man, you know, these bitches be out here giving the box up. I said, hey, I understand, bro. I go in the house. Her eye is closed. Her lip is hanging. And she got a knot the size of a tennis ball on her head. For what? Because she cheated. You guys, I've seen men and women take the life of their partner because they cheated. You guys, crime of passion. Right? Showed up to a house one day. The man is sitting on the steps with a knife in his stomach. Everybody's calm and cool. The kid's upstairs looking down. And she's ready to go to jail. Man, what happened? I think he gave me something. I said, shit. I said, ma'am, this is attempted murder. You guys, listen, it's not a game. It's absolutely not a game. So what happened with this? 3 years relationship. The man assaults his girlfriend because she got mad at him or whatever the relationship, whatever the issue was, because he lost his job. He could not help her pay the bills for the place they lived at together, you guys. He was only gone a week. The police report says he forced entry into her apartment. You guys, is it her apartment? Is it really her apartment? This is the part people aren't putting two and two together. Again, this is why my channel exists, you guys. This is the beauty of this channel. I'm here to provide insight, you guys. What if she changed the locks on him after their argument? You know how many couples do that all the time? Listen, when you move in with someone and they're staying there past 30 days, they get mail there, they got clothes there. You guys, they live there. They live there. Someone said, what if he's not on the lease? Doesn't matter. Was he evicted? What if he had a key and the key didn't work and he's like, oh, she gonna change the lock on me? I was giving her a little space, gave her some time off. I come home and she out here getting her ankles knocked to the moon and back. Were they still in a relationship? We don't know. We don't know. Who's to say that he still didn't live there and they're taking a week off? Can you break into your own home? No, you cannot, you guys. No, you cannot. Shout out to the amazing Courtney Michelle. She did a great had a great stream on my homeboy's channel. We Need to Talk. Man, that was a great discussion you have, you guys. If you're not following her, please go and check her channel out. I am Courtney Michelle. If the moderators can drop. Well, shoot, I think you are a moderator over here. You're a moderator too over here. Courtney, drop your link in so people can follow you and check you out as well. You guys, listen, this is the problem. He was paying bills. In her statement, she said he was unable to pay bills anymore. So they broke up, right? After he punched her in the face. Allegedly, she never filed a police report. You guys, if that's the case, and it's only been 5 days, it's only been 7 days, guys, he still has rights to that apartment. He still has rights to that apartment. What if she changed the locks? That's natural. You get into a fight with your ex, you change the locks. Yeah, you guys, that's against the law. It's against the law. Shout out to daughter of y'all. What did she say? Clothes and mail. You live there, right? What's the other problem? As woodchuckers, right? Men who are out here breaking up happy homes. They out here just delivering. They out here delivering wood. That's it. That's their only function. They're woodchuckers. They don't care. They don't care about whose shoes are in front of there or male's clothes. What is their job? Their job is to deliver wood, you guys. That's it. They don't care. They don't care. So he could have seen and known. And you guys, based on an Instagram live he did, he knew that she was involved or may have had a bad situation or had a toxic relationship. He knew, and he still went out there to deliver. You guys, there's dangers in men not being disciplined. He's a man of value, right? He has money. He's successful in his own right. You know, he's talented. He risked it all, and he has kids. He risked it all for the cat. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I tell young men all the time when I'm giving them advice, I tell them all the time, purpose over pussy. Excuse my French. P over P, you guys. P over P. And for ladies, purpose over penis. Excuse me. All the time, you guys. But in this lifestyle of a woodchucker, what do you care about? You just care about laying wood. The risk cost him his life. What happened? What did she say? Because she could obviously, nothing is absolute until you investigate everything, right? So things still need to be investigated. But based on her statements to the police officer, just in general, you guys, at one point in time, they were living together. One would have to argue, does he still live there? She kicked him out, but did she kick him out legally? He forced entry into an apartment that he was probably just staying at a week prior. You guys, he's justified for being there. He's justified for being there, right? Could be. Could be. Could be. I'm going to play a video real quick. I want you guys to hear what he says. This is trouble. I'm going to play an Instagram video that he made prior to this situation, his untimely passing. He talks about the relationship and dynamic with women who are in relationships with other men, multiple men. He talks about it, and he talks about how he's just like, I see you messing around, but it's all good. I'm still gonna, as long as I get mine, I'm good. You guys, I want to get your thoughts on this. I think it's interesting. And let this be a lesson to a lot of men out here who live this lifestyle. Because see, it might be a game to you. It might be just something to play with. She might be a pincushion for you. But to somebody else, that's another man's treasure. And unfortunately, you have men out here who have no emotional discipline. And while they're trying to love and marry this woman, you are here, you just there to just smash and dash. The fastest way to emasculate a man is when another man does that to a woman that he's in love with. You want to see a man get crazy. Pink Diva said, she said he wasn't paying the bills. He isn't justified for breaking in at all. No, that's not true. That's not true. And that's not what she said. She said him not having a job and not helping her pay the bills. That's her statement. Doesn't matter. When you take in strays, when you take in a bum, right? You got to take care of them. This is why I tell women all the time, you have to be careful the type of men that you bring into your life, the men that you decide you want to take care of. That man is, Jamichael's 32 years old. She was with him for 3 years. How long was he not paying bills? But you're intimate with him. He was living with you. You were taking care of him. That's the man that you chose. You can't break into a home that you're living in. If he lives there, Pink Diva, I'm telling you the law. He doesn't have to pay bills. You can't kick him out if he's established residency. That's the law. It has nothing. That's why when you get these apartments and they tell you to put these other people on the lease, they tell you that for a reason. So now you have an occupant who's living there. If he's established residency, you absolutely cannot kick him out. Change the locks if you want to. When I show up, you're going to jail for, guess what? You cannot do that. People have gone to jail all the time for doing that. You can't. I make a statement. So you live here, you can verify it. Hey, you don't have a key. She changed the lock. Well, you're free to break into your own home, sir. It's not against the law. I don't care if he hasn't paid bills in his life. If you allowed him to live there past 30 days, he got mail there, he got clothes there. It's a civil thing at that point. You got to take it to court, but you will not be able to. That's called an illegal eviction, Pink Diva. I'm telling you. You can try it if you want to try it. I've given you the knowledge. Do with it as you will. But if you, Pink Diva, in a situation like that, and you kick a man out, and your justification for kicking him out because he's not paying bills, you'll lose. You'll lose in court. It's called an illegal eviction. Look up your laws before you start inviting people to live with you, right? What did Dre say? Again, this is a domestic violence specialist right here, you guys. She can be charged with criminal trespass for locking him out. You guys, this is the law. You're talking to law enforcement veterans here. We have charged people with this. You can't do it. I've let men and women break into a home that they have legal ownership to because their partner locked them out. I've sat there and watched them break into their own house. Officer, she locked me out and changed the locks because we got into it last week. Show me proof you live here. Okay, looked it up, verified. Talked to her. She said she don't want him there. I said, hey, did you evict him? She said, no. Sir, feel free to kick your damn door open if you want. I'm out. I write my little report. I go about my business. Y'all need to figure it out in court. You guys, this is the law. That's the law. Every state is different. I'm telling you about Georgia law. This happened in Georgia. She absolutely cannot. So I don't know what their circumstances was, but based on her statement, it sounds like he still had ownership of that apartment. Play with the laws if you want to. Shout out to Mimi. So I learned about illegal evictions and court shows. Yeah, this shit's real. It's real. If he can prove he still lives there, you don't got to pay nothing. That's the problem. Stop moving in or bringing people into your home who don't contribute. She picked him. That's who she picked. Daughter, yeah. She said, I have to evict my own son. Yes, parents have to evict their children out. They don't want to leave. I got grown kids talking about they in the basement, not trying to leave. Parent tired of them. The kids aren't contributing, not paying bills, disrespecting the parents. Guess what I tell them when I show up? You got to evict them. Oh, he's not on the lease. He's not on the lease. She's not on the lease. Ma'am, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys, there are laws. What is our problem? We don't know the law. We don't know the law. I'm telling you what the law says. You have people who can't even kick their own children out the house. You can't do it. It's against the law. It's no different. Your own family members. I've had to deal domestics with family members. People want to kick family member out the house. They can't do it. You just can't, you guys. Stop moving people into your home that can't do it. What does he say? Trouble highlights this thing about women. He doesn't say any names. He doesn't name drop. But he doesn't name drop. But what does he say? Let's watch this video, you guys. It's very short. I want to get your thoughts on this.
Street with you. Real nigga. Hey, I'm gonna keep it street with you. Real nigga don't give no fuck about your past, right? Nothing about what happened before me. But the reason why a lot of y'all don't get taken serious, cause y'all still be consistently fucking them niggas, 2, 3 of them niggas, and we be knowing.
What does he say? How come men don't take you seriously? Because you mess around with other men, as if these guys, right, aren't messing around with other women. You guys, listen. It makes sense. This is their lifestyle, though, right? This is the lifestyle of a woodchucker. This is what they do, right? This is what they do. What is he talking about? He says, hey, ladies, the reason why men don't take you seriously is because you out here messing around with multiple guys. This is very true, though. This is absolutely true. You have women out here who are passing the box around like free lunch. It's very true. And this is what he's saying. But it doesn't stop him from messing with the woman. It never does, you guys. I tell women all the time when I'm having discussions about these topics. I say men are either going to build with you or they're going to play with you. There's never any in between. Once a man decides that you're not worth it, he'll sleep with you. But sleeping with you is not a sign of validation. It's not a sign of value. It means that you're good enough to sleep with. This is what he's acknowledging. He's saying, listen, I know you mess around all these guys. Cool. I'm just not going to take you seriously. But we can still mess around.
You might not know that we know these niggas, because every nigga that I fuck with on a daily basis, you don't see me with these niggas, or who I talk to, or who I got real relationship, real tie with. You don't see me with them. But y'all be fucking 2, 3 of them niggas. So of course a nigga just gonna, you know what I mean? We just gonna keep the one together, bitch. I fuck with you, you know what I mean? I got nothing against you. I ain't gonna never shame your name, no none of that. That ain't never been part of my campaign. I never shame your name. But I recognize game, so I back with stage. But at the same time, like, bro, for a nigga, bro, you gotta keep that shit gangster with a bitch. If like, if you fucking with her, you like her like that, like, you just gotta tell her like, bitch, stop. Like, please, just stop. Don't do it. Like, don't do that no more. Like, dead serious. I know that shit be coming out like a Joseph, but I be dead serious. Yeah, man, on life. Like, you just gotta keep it gangster with her. If she just can't stop dogging, all right, go on about your business, homie. Just go on about it. Go on about your business, babe.
Very interesting statement he makes, right? What is he saying? He already knew. He was already aware she had multiple, she was messing around. For those who could translate, he got that Southern, that's that South talk. Out here, that's that Georgia talk. What is the problem, right? You guys, we're in modern day hookup culture. This is the standard, right? This has become the standard. But this is dangerous. This is dangerous. He lost his life based on this hookup culture. Women lie, men lie, right? Shout out to you, said, I'm from Atlanta, so I understand everything, right? We need like a translator. We need a Southern translator up here. This is true. I mean, these people aren't marriage minded. They're not out here looking for marriage. They're not looking for none of that. They just out here looking for opportunity. Smash and dash. That's all it was. And he lost his life behind it for sex. You know how many men and women lose their life, lose their freedom behind temporary gratification? Too many, you guys. Way too many. Shout out to Friendsgiving with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful super chat. Thank you so much, Friendsgiving. I missed you on the stream. It's always a pleasure to see you pop up. One of the greatest joys I get when you come over to the channel and bless the channel. Thank you so much, Friendsgiving. Thank you so much. This really, really means a lot. I appreciate it. You guys, we got to talk about this lifestyle. I'm gonna tell you some real stories and things that I've investigated. What is this thing with trouble, though? What is this thing with trouble? Rest in peace to him. Keep his family, his children in your prayers, you guys. This is tragic. This is horrible. It's horrific. Right? What happens when you have these men out here who have no control over their emotions? Absolutely none. Is this a crime of passion? Absolutely. Absolutely, you guys. I'm going to look at the law. So I want you to know what the law says about this. What is he being charged with, though? Before we go into that, you guys, for those who are just coming in, listen, we're talking about trouble, his untimely passing. He was shot and killed, allegedly by Jamichael Jones. This appears to be a domestic situation. What happened, you guys, before we dive in? If you're walking in, just getting here, please hit the like button on the way in. Please subscribe to the channel. If you want to come along for this journey, we have a lot of interesting discussions over here, you guys. Listen, what happened? 3-year relationship. This man loses his girlfriend. She states because he wasn't helping out financially in the house. Allegedly, she's a stripper. They break up. They've been separated for about approximately 7 days. He all of a sudden finds out that there's another man, right, in the home, in the apartment. You guys, he could have been outside stalking her. He could have been watching outside. He could have been trying to reach her, right? She put her phone on do not disturb, you guys. This is the games people play. He forces entry into the apartment, sees her laying down in the bed with another man. He starts assaulting her, according to the witness's statement. She says he punched her. And then what? Then Trouble wakes up. What does Trouble do? Trouble starts defending her. This is Trouble to the left. He starts defending her, you guys. And then Trouble and Jamichael get into a physical altercation. And then all of a sudden, Jamichael allegedly shoots Trouble in the chest one time. What is the problem with this story? What is the problem? What do you guys think the problem is? I wonder what Jamichael's going to say happened. Definitely manslaughter. Volunteer. Manslaughter. Let's look at the criminal charge for crime of passion. Let's look up voluntary manslaughter, you guys. Let me show you. What is the charge? Voluntary manslaughter. What is he being charged with? This is what they charged him with. He's being currently charged, Jamichael's being charged with home invasion, felony murder, family violence, battery, aggravated assault. Those are his charges. Are these charges legit? Absolutely. Home invasion. Yeah. Correct. Correct. Shout out to Maceo. He says, yeah, but if you don't live there, that's home invasion. This is true. They're going to have to prove whether or not he actually still had legal access to that apartment. She's going to have to prove that. He's got to prove he still lives there. Because guess what, you guys? If he had legal access, to that apartment, there's no home invasion. So then if there's no home invasion, what now? What do you have? He is like, hey, we're on this separated week. I still live here. Maybe I'm coming to get some clothes. It's 3:00 in the morning. I'm calling her to tell her I'm coming in. She's not answering the phone. So I'm thinking maybe she's not there. I show up. Guess what? Her car's there. Okay, maybe she's asleep. I go in there. I go into the room. I see her in the bed with another man. Guess what happens? I lose my cool. I lose it. Now, what did he do? He assaulted her. He absolutely assaulted her. You guys, he's absolutely wrong. There's no justification for it. They charged him with battery. Why battery? There had to have been physical signs of injuries on her face, on her body, that shows that he assaulted her. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he can. He can have mail there. Shout out to Maceo for the comeback question. Maceo saying he can't because he's not on the lease. That's not true. That's not true. He could live there and establish residency and not necessarily have to be on the lease. Again, it would be on him to prove, right? Sure, he got a phone bill, cell phone, bill shows up to that place. He got clothes and the location and things of that nature. Anything that would suggest that he has residency. They've been together 3 years. How long she lived at that apartment? There's a lot that can show whether or not he's been living there consistently. He has a key to the old lock. These are things that we'd investigate when we're looking into something like this. Hey, can you show me proof that you lived here prior? Okay, he's like, hey, I have mail here. My driver's license matches this address. I have the key to the old lock before she swapped it out. You can see me coming to and from on the surveillance cameras. There's surveillance cameras that they caught him going in and out of location. Guys, listen, how long was he there, you guys? What is the problem here? Trouble lost his life in 7 minutes, you guys. He was only in the house for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. This is the problem. Was it worth it? 7 minutes and his life is gone, you guys. What was that game you guys used to play? 7 minutes in heaven? 7 minutes, you guys, is all it took for this man's soul to be departed from this earth. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? For what? Messing with a woman who was tethered to a man in a toxic relationship that you knew or should have known. She was a stripper. Why are you sleeping at the stripper's house? Come on, man. He's being charged with home invasion, felony murder, battery, ag assault. These are some serious crimes, you guys. They charged him with family violence battery because they used to live together, or they might have kids together. We don't know. We don't know. Question, Tracy says, Nathan, do you think lessons will be learned by women and men following this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Respect each other, respect yourself. That's what I think. DV can occur in any relationship. It's all about who has power. You know, this type of thing has been going on for a very, very long time. Again, this is a lifestyle. All right. People who live this lifestyle, this is what they get into. Right. This is a regular thing for them. You have men out here who prey on women who are married in relationships. They don't care. They don't care. Right? They don't care. You have women who are doing the exact same thing. They don't care. You know, that to me is the problem. People not respecting other people's relationships. If I meet a woman and she is like, I just broke up with my guy, you know, a month ago, I'm single for a month. I'd be like, hey, I can't even mess with you. I seen too much, you guys. I seen too much. You know, and I've seen crazy women too, stalking guys. It goes both ways, right? I don't want to think this is one-sided. Women do it too. Women do it too. Somebody put that dope on you. These chicks be out here wilding too, you guys. So what are we looking at as far as charges? What are we looking at as far as charges? Crimes against the person, homicide, OCGA 1652, you guys, voluntary manslaughter. It means you chose to do it. But manslaughter means you didn't mean to do it. At the same time, you chose to do it, but you didn't mean to do it. You chose to do it, but the intent wasn't to kill nobody, but you killed them in the process of doing it. Welcome to manslaughter, you guys. What does it say? This is a very interesting charge because it's actually a step down below murder. Absolutely a step down. What does it say? Let's break it down. A person commits the offense of voluntary manslaughter when he causes the death of another human being under circumstances. You guys, what are the circumstances we're talking about? Circumstances which would otherwise be murder, and if he acts solely as a result of a sudden, right, violent, and irresistible passion. This is important. A sudden, violent, and irresistible passion resulting from serious provocation sufficient to excite such passion in a reasonable person. However, right? You guys, it's the thing. A serious provocation sufficient. He snapped. Shout out to Love Jones. Crime of passion. This is going to be interesting. We're going to talk about it. Stay tuned review says, did the ex-boyfriend have a right? Well, the ex-boyfriend had a right to defend himself. Depends. It depends. Only if he had a legal reason to be there. But he, based on the statement of the witness, we don't have his statement yet, but it sounds like he's the one who started assaulting the victim first, the woman. He assaulted her first. That's what it looks like. He should have never put his hands on her. He shouldn't have put his hands on anybody. If he had a legal reason to be there, he should have turned around, he should have probably called the police hey, I got a stranger in here. You need to get out before there's a situation. What should he have done? He should have walked out. He should have never been there in the first place. If he's not supposed to be there, but what should he have done? He should have never put his hands on anybody. Now, we don't know what happened. The witness is saying that they were asleep and he came in, assaulted her, and woke them up. You guys, is that true? We don't know. Could she be lying? Absolutely. Absolutely. He could have came in and he was clapping cheeks. And he's like, you need to get out. And I was like, nah, you need to get out. He's like, I live here. Nah, that's not what she said. You guys, these things happen all the time. I'd be curious to see what Jamichael's statements are. You know why this thing sounds really funny to me? Because he turned himself in. Why this was not a hit? Because he turned himself in. You know who turned him in? His mama did. His mom got involved and negotiated his surrender. What does his mom know about this? There's so much missing. Whose story is missing? His story. His story is missing. And his story is very important because people lie. People lie. His mother didn't want the police to shoot him. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. I've seen this happen before. You have parents that'll do this, you guys. This is what we need more of, honestly, in our community, where parents, family members, they don't let their kids get away with creating terror in communities. No, she wanted a peaceful surrender. But again, she talked him into doing the right thing, which is turn himself in. Here we go. What did Dre say? Mom knew the domestic history between the victim and Jamichael. Absolutely, she knew. Absolutely. That's how she was able to coach him into turning himself in. It's almost as if he has a story that's counter to her story. We need his side. Yep, we need his side. Because regardless, again, I'm a firm believer, too much death happening, especially here in our city in Atlanta. We have too many people using permanent methods to address temporary solutions or temporary issues or temporary emotions. This is the problem. Everybody wants to solve everything with a gun. Everybody. So what does this manslaughter say? Now, how do you break away from being able to use crime of passion as a defense? If there should have been an interval between the provocation and the killing sufficient for the voice of reason, this is the thing, time. If there's a break in time, you guys, you can't use crime of passion. You cannot use it. If there's a break in time, enough time for you to be able to contemplate whether or not this is a good or bad idea, you guys, that's it. Because if you got too much time, it starts looking like premeditated actions. They're going to be looking at the evidence is going to have to be based on how everything unfolded quickly. The moment you have a gap in time, what can change this entire situation? If he knew trouble was over there, you guys, you get right into premeditated behavior. If he knew or was lying in wait because he knew maybe on Thursdays and Wednesdays he's delivering wood. He's like, okay, right? You guys, they were just in a relationship a week ago. They were just in a relationship a week ago. She let him go because he wasn't paying bills. She broke up with him because he wasn't paying any bills and helping out around the house. Whose house? Their house. Unless she moved and got a whole new apartment. You know what advice I give women? Let's go ahead and get into the advice right now. You guys are clear on manslaughter, voluntary manslaughter. What is the charge though? If a person commits the offense of voluntary manslaughter, upon conviction shall be punished in prison not less than 1 nor more than 20 years. So anything between that range, if he's found guilty for said alleged crime, then he can get up to 1 to 20 years. This is a step down from murder, you guys. It is. It's like murder with context, right? Murder along with some explanation, meaning that, hey, we don't agree with what you did, but we understand why you did it. That's voluntary manslaughter. It's not right, but we understand there's some context to it. Yes, you can still be charged. Yes, it still has a hefty time sentence with it, but it's definitely not plain out felony murder for sure. You guys, what do I tell women? Let me give you some advice. Give you some advice. What do I tell women? What do I tell men in situations like this? What's my legal advice? If you are in a relationship, you have a bad relationship, you break up with your ex or whatever, and you can't kick them out, I tell people to break their lease and get another apartment. That's what I do. I tell them break the lease, get another apartment if you're having issues. You guys, there's so much that goes on in these communities, so much issues that happen. And the best thing I tell people is change your number, remove all that stuff you guys give all that stuff back, break your lease, move. Or you have situations like this. It never fails. It absolutely never fails. I had a case one time. Strippers do in Atlanta, they do set men up all the time. All the time. This is not uncommon. It's not uncommon. But it's a lifestyle. People choose to live that's their lifestyle. So let's dive into it. You guys get your questions together. We're gonna roll for another hour, and then we're gonna bounce up out of here. Get your questions together. Shout out to Kingdom Minded. Kingdom Minded, thank you for the PayPal. I received that wonderful donation. Thank you so much for that. So Nathan, shout out to the woodchuckers. I'm way behind trying to catch up to the stream. Yes, the woodchucks. If a woodchuck could, would a woodchuck chuck wood? Absolutely. And that woodchuck could have chucked the wood, but got shot. How do you solve this? Monogamy. Monogamy, you guys. That's how you solve this problem. Deal with like-minded people. When you live this lifestyle of out here, this hookup culture is dangerous, man. It's dangerous, especially here in Atlanta, especially when the AIDS rate here, HIV rate in Atlanta is worse than some third world countries. You can't be out here just like, now you got monkeypox? I mean, goddamn. I mean, shit, you can't even hug somebody. I mean, we got COVID. You can't cough on nobody, can't hug nobody, can't kiss nobody out here. And you get caught out here without your jacket on, you're out here, you're done. You're done. What you got, man? I got monkeypox. I got this, I got that, I got that. Atlanta's a breeding ground. And people out here sexually reckless, undisciplined. It's dangerous to be a woodchucker out here. And people aren't using condoms because all these babies coming up. Cuckoo cuckoo. Right? Cuckoo cuckoo, you got the flu. Yeah, you got that bug you can't get rid of. Welcome to Atlanta. It's dangerous out here. Again, I've seen it happen. I've seen people take or try to kill their partner because someone gave them something they couldn't get rid of. You know? Dre's stupid. He said folks in Atlanta had to die slow. Yeah, man. That's exactly what it is. That's slow torture. It's not worth it, man. Muhammad said it's a cesspit. I'm I'm leaving. I'm leaving Atlanta. I can't with y'all. Um, what are the things I look at, you guys, when investigating crimes? Was the gun his? Whose gun was it? Did Trouble have a gun? Was the gun stashed? Was it hidden? Was this a setup? If it was a setup, why? Right? Where's the motive, you guys? These are all type of questions you have to ask. You know, you're gonna have to do a toxicology report on Trouble's body. You absolutely have to. What was in his system? Right? A man who lives his lifestyle, this is not normal behavior. What do I mean by that? A man that lives this lifestyle is not going to spend the night at a stripper's house. Absolutely not. And a man who lives that lifestyle is not going to be out here without his gun. Things don't seem right. Things don't seem right. Throw your questions in the chat, you guys. Throw your questions in the chat. Anybody have any questions? Any DV questions? Domestic violence? You know, Anthony Reese said, "Listen, man, I'm here in body. I'm not here in spirit in Atlanta. Trust me. I don't participate in Atlanta games at all. At all. This place is interesting. Interesting. Throw your questions in the chat, you guys. We're about to have they call them lightning rounds. What are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about this? Yeah, forced monogamy. That's the problem. It doesn't work. Norris, I got you, Norris. Norris, I'm gonna check you out. I see you. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this? What are you guys' thoughts on this? I think one of the things, you know, we always have to pay attention to is people don't ask a lot of questions. People are too quick to lay down with one another. And I think that kind of brings a lot of issues, right? Definitely brings a lot of issues. But I'm not surprised about this. You know, you guys, you don't know. I had a case one time where we get a call, 911 call. The man says he's been robbed and assaulted in his hotel. So I show up. I think I'm at like the Motel 6 or something. I can't remember which one it was. I show up and I'm talking to him. You know, he's injured in his face and stuff. He said, "Yeah, man, you know, I've been robbed and blah, blah, blah." I said, "Okay, well, what happened? Tell me what happened." "Oh, they took my watch. They took my car. They took all this. They took my wallet, blah, 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 all my jewelry." I'm like, "Okay, what happened?" Now, anytime someone gets robbed at a hotel, I'm always looking at them sideways. Well, he says that he thought he was about to have a threesome, right? About to have a threesome. He was just minding his own business. He's like, "Man, I think these ladies set me up." I said, "You don't say. What happened?" Shout out to Norris. Norris, I know you had a channel. My YouTube channel is Norris Tony. I'm about to look you up. Norris, what you be talking about on your channel? I know you be talking about that celebrity gossip stuff. Oh, you just started your channel. Let me find your one of the moderators and check the link real quick and drop his link in the channel for those to go and check him out. Norris is Good people, Norris. I'm about to check you out, Norris. I know you on that celebrity gossip. You got to keep us up to date. I'm about to look it up. Who I got in here? Courtney, can you check? Can you check on it for me? Courtney or Gail, whoever gets to it first. Let me see. Courtney, if you could find his channel for me and drop it in the link for everybody. Shout out to Norris. Norris, I'm gonna check the IG as soon as we get off of this live. So what happened? This gentleman thought he was about to nail a threesome, right? So he takes two women back to the hotel. But what did he tell me? How did this whole thing start? I'm listening to him. And I'm like, man, bro, you almost had a good time. What happened? Well, we rewind the story back at the club. These things always start at the club. He's at the club. He's wearing all this jewelry, right? He's a popular guy in Atlanta. And he's turning up in the club, throwing money, doing whatever. Guess what? People are watching. So, of course, a young lady comes over to him and she's like, oh, what's your name? Who are you? That type of thing, right? And of course, he eats it up. He's macking on her at the time, buying her drinks, things of that nature. He says, hey, can you find me another chick? You think about, let's try to do something. Let's leave here and do something. Find me another girl. Let's make it happen. She's like, cool. I got a homegirl that's here. She serves drinks. She's a bottle girl. Cool. Right? So she get her homegirl. The homegirl comes back. They're supposed to have a good time. Why? This guy is he's flexing. Atlanta is home of the flexers and finessers, you guys. Home of it here in Atlanta. Pretty face, dolled up, nice body. Set you up. What does he do? He gets them in there. It's this nice little expensive car. I think he had a nice little, it was like a BMW. It was like a 7 Series, wide body with the rims on it. Takes these two girls. He's like, man, I knew something was up, man. They was just always on their phone the whole time. They on their phone the whole time. Right? Picking up strangers. Where'd they go? They go to the hotel. They get into the hotel. He's telling me, he's like, oh, we're kissing, we're making out, we're on the bed. Everything feels good. Everything's gravy. Guess what? One of the girls said, hey, I've always wanted to do something in the shower. You want to do something in the shower? He's like, yeah, I want to do something in the shower. What does he do? He leaves the second girl on the bed. She's naked. They go into the shower. They're making out in the shower, you guys. Well, cuckoo, cuckoo, guess what happened? The girl in the bed gets up and she unlocks the door. 4 men walk in. 4 men walk in. He comes back out the shower. They point a gun at him. They tell him to hand over the money, hand over the jewelry. As he's handing everything over, right? Guess what happens? The girl comes out the shower. She puts on her clothes and she walks out with the other girl in the bed. Robbed him clean. Absolutely clean of everything. Took everything. Now, I'm talking to him and I'm trying not to laugh, but I'm listening to like, how stupid could you be? Well, guess what happened? He says, officer, after telling you all that, I need you to do a big favor for me. I said, yeah, man, what can I do, man? Let me drop you off at the house. Nah, you can't do that. I said, my wife will be here in about 10 minutes. Can you tell her that they robbed me at the gas station? That's what he said. Guess what I told his wife? The truth. The truth, you guys. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. They took his wedding ring. They took his car that was registered in her name. They took his jewelry that he rented. His wife showed up, and as he was being interviewed, I said, hey, I'm just be honest with you. I said, you deserve better. Said he was here to have a threesome with 2 women he met at the club. They set him up, and some jack boys came in and robbed him of everything and took his wedding ring. Now, he wanted me to lie to you, but I don't play those type of games. So you deserve better. She started crying. She said he was supposed to be out at his cousin's house tonight. Cuckoo cuckoo. You guys, welcome to Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta. I had another case like this, similar, where strippers again try to set a lick, and unfortunately, it didn't work out right. And the stripper got shot. She got shot real bad. She got caught in the crossfire in the hotel. You guys, it always goes down in the hotel. Stripper sets up guy. Guy is armed. Stripper didn't know. Jack boys came in. They had a shootout. One of the jack boys gets killed. A stripper gets shot by somebody. We don't know who. And that's their life. That is the life that they live, you guys. That's the lifestyle. That's the lifestyle of a woodchucker. Always out here looking to chuck wood. And what happened? Dangerous, dangerous. You get strippers get killed all the time. Things happen all the time. Karma. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you guys, I've seen so much in this city, and I haven't seen half as much as some of these other major cities, you guys. That's the scary part. But you know, this is going to be interesting. Again, rest in peace to Trouble, regardless of the circumstances. It's a death, it's a loss. I hate to see a lot of our talented men and women lose their life behind a bunch of foolishness, arguments, disagreements, people who have no emotional control, emotional discipline. And then of course, people staying in toxic and unhealthy relationships. You know, when you're out here dating, you guys, and you're mixing and mingling with people, you know, make sure you vet people properly. You know, if they're still hanging on or tethering themselves to prior toxic relationships, you know, walk away. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And ladies, just because you think you've moved on doesn't mean that he's moved on. You know, be mindful. Be mindful of who you invest your time with and give your energy to. Every man doesn't deserve your body or your time or attention. Be selective. Choosing a mate, choosing a partner should be the most serious thing that you do and decide to do with your time. Because if you give your time and energy to the wrong person and they themselves don't feel like it's time for them to go, then you're going to be stuck with someone. It's happened to me. It's happened to the best of us, you guys. It is the worst feeling and it's the scariest feeling. Absolutely very scary to have someone attached to you that you can't get rid of. And because of that, I try my best to choose as careful as possible. Gone are the days where I would chuck wood just irresponsibly, you guys. Gone are the days you can't do that stuff anymore. You just can't. You can't. And it's not just the fact that it's unhealthy, but it's dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous. You think it's just fun and games, mixing and mingling with the random person you just met. That person now is attached to you and doesn't want to see you with anybody else. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do about that? Bringing strangers into your home, and then now you can't. You wish you could disappear. Gone are the days where you can be just so cavalier with your bodies. You just can't. You can't. Got to be careful. Ladies, more than anything, you absolutely have to be careful with the men that you choose to be intimate with. To some men, that is, to them, that's like an invitation of ownership. That's how a lot of men think. I think they own you. They own your body. So, you know, you got to be careful with that. Unfortunately, especially within our Black women, we have to also look at the data supports how dangerous it is when you have or when you are intimate or with a person who doesn't want to let you go. Unfortunately, when it comes to what they call intimate, excuse me, intimate partner violence, over approximately about 55% of women being killed or homicides of women are caused, we're talking over 50% now, about 55% of the women, Black women killed, are killed by an intimate partner, right? So please, ladies, please, be careful. Be careful. Take your time. Take your time getting to know these guys. Do your research. Vet them properly. Words are words. Actions are everything. You know, soul ties are real. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes you got to get a Catholic priest to break some of these clowns up off you. You know, I'm going to have to double dip me under the water. I need to break this all off. You got to be careful. Portia on purpose. Shout out to you, my dear. Shout out to you. I think it's my first time seeing you in one of the lives. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. So ladies, be careful. Fellas, also be careful. But of course, unfortunately, women have the women take the brunt of this problem. To be honest, again, about 55% of our Black women are being killed by an intimate partner. Intimate partner, of course, could be male and female. You guys, right? So we have um, same gays. We have gays, lesbians. They do commit domestic violence as well. They do, and they do have domestic violence issues as well. So when we say intimate partner, it's someone that you've had a relationship with on that level, or intimate with. So again, over 50%, about I think approximately 55% of Black women have been killed by an intimate partner as a homicide. That's horrible. That's horrible. But that's standard just in general for women of all races in general. Majority of women who are killed by someone they know and by an intimate partner. So ladies, the onus is on you, unfortunately, to be as careful as possible, to be slow to bring people into your lives, and also get men to help vet, uncles, brothers, fathers, to help vet these men before you bring them to your home, before you are intimate with them. Take as much precautions as possible. And even when it's time to let said men go, don't hesitate to get the police involved. It does help. It does matter. I know sometimes a lot of people think that it's no point or it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. And when a situation has gotten that bad, make sure you let other people know about it. Make sure you let other people know about it. So that's it for tonight, you guys. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Any questions any questions about domestic violence? Any questions about or this case in particular? What we know so far, I'm gonna have to update you when all things come out, you guys. We probably won't get the rest of the information for another couple months in regarding this. By then, it probably won't even be popular to talk about. But I think it's important to follow up and get what is his story. What happened? Is it accurate? Does it align with what she said? This truly does look like a jealousy type of situation. For me personally, I believe that one of the things that could be looked at is, did he know about trouble before this? Was this a situation? Um, was this a situation where they may have already knew each other or knew of each other? Again, they broke up a week and then she's sleeping with some new guy. It seems very unlikely. And then, of course, you saw the video with Trouble he was making a statement saying that men don't take women serious because they juggle multiple men. I would say multiple people in this current culture now are juggling multiple people. So no one is taking anybody seriously, right? So I think there lies the issue, just in general. Dre, want to come up real quick? That's what's up. Let me bring you up, Dre. You guys, listen. I think the best way to close this out, honestly, is to bring Dre up. I'm gonna drop a link for Dre because Dre actually he investigates this stuff, so he can give us some good closing closing statements. Yeah, but Yachty in the building. Yo, what the go on links? What y'all deal with tonight? Yeah, apparently he got one shot. One shot to the chest. They said he ran out the house and was in the bed after that. I mean, in the on the ground or something like that. They said. All right, bring Dre up. Big ups to you, Links. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Yo, we deep in here. Yo, Dre, what's good?
Yo, what's going on? Let me take these old man bleeds off.
Yeah. What Dre, give us your I'll let you do your thing. What are your thoughts on this domestic violence in general? Give us your just kind of some closing advice real quick. Shout out to Jill's Chocolate Boutique, always showing love. Great topic, great stream, Nathan. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate that. What's that? What you got there?
There's a chocolate almond drumstick that Jill made for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, hold up. Hey, you got her link. Can you drop Jill's I need some custom. I need a chocolate donut or something, Jill. You can put your boy on. If y'all could drop Jill's Chocolate Boutique in the chat for people to follow, please go check her out. Please go and check her out. Dre, we are shout out to you, Miss Creative. How you doing, my dear? Go ahead and do your thing, Dre, and then close us out. Go ahead and tell the people what they need to hear.
Okay, here's the thing. After you listen to what Trevor had to say, you can't victim shame, you can't blame anything. You just look at consequences. You don't know what history these two had prior to this event. He's being charged right now with felony murder and home invasion, right? Charges change just because it's posted on social media or on the media doesn't that mean that's what he's going to be charged with. Once the truth comes out and everybody's interviewed, that's when the charges will actually stick. Unless you actually have the actual copies of the warrant, you really don't know what he's being charged with. This is just pretty much word of mouth for what's being said, okay? Because charges could be added, dropped, you don't know. The fact that they were broken up a week and Trouble was in the house, he was comfortable. He might have been there before when he was working. Don't know the stipulations of the relationship at all. So when it comes to domestic violence, what folks have to understand is, listen, if you talk to, if you're a man, you meet a woman, she said, well, yeah, I just broke up with my boyfriend a month ago. Baby girl, it's very nice meeting you. Once you get everything cleared up, give me a call. But as of right now, your relationship is still fresh. It could go either way, and I don't want to be in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? You meet a dude, he's like, yeah, I'm broke up, but I still live with my baby mama. Nah, no. Leave that alone. We have to be able to, sometimes we get so, it's a difference, like this. There's a difference between being lonely and alone. But we get so caught up in being lonely that we forget the red flags and the things that we don't want. And we concentrate on immediacy of what we want right now, not understanding that this could be a long-term consequences. Okay. Women, if you break up with your boyfriend, don't be inviting anybody else to your house. Matter of fact, you don't know. You think you may think your boyfriend's a simp, he's a punk, he ain't a leader, he ain't one of these street dudes. Let him catch you cheating on him, and you will see the very worst. There's nothing worse than a broken man, because he is liable to do anything. And you got to understand that saying, those who you think will, won't, trouble. And those who you think won't, will, Jamichael. And I bet you she never would have thought he would have put hands on her or shot somebody. But he did it. And that's not the opportunity. That's not the time you want to find out what your man, or boyfriend, ex, or whatever is capable of. You do not. Because you don't want to be part of that collateral damage at all. At the end of the day, everybody has goals, everybody has plans, and you have to understand when there's a breakup, a divorce, a separation, all those plans that you had with that person goes out the window. And sometimes it's hard to let go. And you can't think, well, I moved on, so I'm good. No, you're not, because you're still dealing with another person. you might want to close the chapter of that book before you open up another chapter, and be honest that you're trying to get involved with, so they're not caught up in any mess. There are many cases that I've dealt with the new boyfriend getting shot by the old boyfriend because he's trying to protect. Now, new boyfriend, stay in your lane, mind your business, ain't got nothing to do with you. It happened before you, because when you're gone, they may end up being back together. So sometimes you just have to sit back and like, look, hey, babe, this between y'all two. If something you can't handle, let me know. We'll leave. But the problem is egos get involved and folks don't know how to shut up. The dude don't know how to shut up, and the woman don't know how to shut up. They start poking at each other, start pushing each other's buttons, and it escalates. And then when things happen, you have women that say, well, what you gonna do? Hit me? What you gonna do? You're not gonna, then boom. Oh, you hit me. Oh, you hit me again. Now you went from being mad from the front first hit. Now you're scared because now you see something in this person that you never seen before. A lot of times you have to pay attention and understand the temperature of the room. The cases I got coming across my desk, if you was to read that stuff, you was like, this could have ended right here. How did we get here? You have to understand that
that crime of passion, the passion of the unchecked emotions.
Well, women have to understand that words, nothing hurt a man more than words. Because the reason why you have a lot of men that feel that don't want to be vulnerable for a woman, because they could weaponize that and then, bring it out. I can't even really talk about this case, but I have a case where a wife got tired of the abuse from her husband and said some things that he revealed to her, and he lost it.
Yep.
Lost it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can understand why he lost it, because anybody would have lost it with what she said. But that has nothing to do with the history of hands on her. And what he said was, I love her so much, I don't know how to express my love for her. And this is the only way I know to express my love, is by putting hands on her, because he always feels that somebody's taking advantage of him because of what happened to him in his past, and he never see treatment. He never had counseling. And then we had a conversation at your thing about the dating apps. I can't stand them things. Many times, one dude end up meeting this Amazon on Plenty of Fish. Chick was 6'3", 250, but she was a brick house. Ooh. Robbed his ass.
Oh yeah.
Butt ass naked, handcuffed to the bed. Had to call his wife because the chick stole his car, empty out his bank account.
Yep.
And asked us to lie. Yep. And he's like, ma'am, no, that's not what happened. You know what I'm saying? Same thing when you catch him in the park after dark doing the thing and they with somebody else. Oh, please don't tell my wife. Nah, bro. Can't do it. Yep. Can't lie. It's integrity. But to close it out, my message in reference to domestic violence is, if you're in a situation and it's toxic, you have to, me, myself, I fully understand that leaving a relationship is a process, not an event. And I understand it takes time, because a lot of times both parties are financially tied with the person. A lot of women don't want to let the dude go because he pays all the bills and you're not working. And it still takes a while to go through court and to be able to get funds so you can sustain and be able to survive. That's why they recant. The Family Violence Battery Act it came into power to protect victims, because a lot of times they know, like, look, I didn't call the police. The police charged you. I told them I didn't want you to go to jail. But if you have visible signs of injury, they're taking you. They're going to take them to jail on behalf of the state. I've seen injuries. I see that you are the victim. He has defensive wounds on him, which means that you are trying to protect yourself. We're going to take the charges out on your behalf. 2 or 9. But what happens is, when I get the case, you're angry, so you're telling me you're telling the police everything that happened because you're angry about what happened. By the time I get it, you're recanting because I'm listening to your jail calls, and y'all talking about, tell them that you don't want to prosecute no more. But you black my eye. Right. Maybe just put money in my books. Hey, who's Keisha? Why she keep calling here asking why I put you in jail. You know what I'm saying? And you get that. So you hear all that on jail calls. And then when I call them and say, hey, I need to set up a meeting for you to come to my office for you to meet the victim advocate and talk to the ADA in reference to moving forward with this case. And then I get ghosted. I'm burnt. They won't come to the door. They won't answer phone calls. They don't want to come to court because they think this is like a bill. We're going to go away. No, he was arrested. He's been sitting in jail for this felony crime that he committed against you. And for some reason, you think if he gets out, he's not going to do it again. Right. I've had victims burned alive. I've had victims shot. There's nothing like sitting at home with your feet kicked up, watching the news, and the victim off the phone with a couple hours ago is dead. And now you got to scramble and call everybody, and then the investigation starts because like, when was the last time you spoke to her?
And they start looking at you.
Correct.
They start looking at you like, where did you go wrong? Like it's our fault.
How do we fail this victim?
There you go. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, one of the biggest issues I have with law enforcement in the whole is sometimes we look at names on the file and not associate that name on the file with a person. Mm-hmm. These are people's lives we're working on and dealing with. Just because this person went to prison, that's not justice. Justice is helping them pick up the pieces so they can regain what's left of their life, because they're still dealing with that trauma.
Right.
They're still dealing. You don't even know how they're sleeping. So these are things that we got to take into account and make sure that we stay in contact with them to make sure that they can move on. You know what I'm saying? I deal with sexual assault. I deal with rape victims, and it's nothing like sitting, talking to them, watching them recount everything that happened to them. It's not fun, but it pushes you to work for them, because trust me, I can tell when somebody's lying about an incident and when somebody's telling the truth. I know what real victims look like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, I deal with a hell of a lot more victims than I do non-victims, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's sexual assault. So we'll probably do an interview where we'll go deep dive into it. But all I'm gonna tell you is, know who you're dealing with.
Yep.
Know who you're dealing with. And dudes, I'm telling you, it ain't worth it. Women, it's not worth it. Your safety is paramount. If you want to introduce them to your parents, don't introduce them to your bed. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? And as simple as that, it ain't worth it. If you don't know their first and last name and date of birth, don't deal with them. If you're only dealing with somebody because you know their nicknames, don't deal with them. Because I can give you a nickname and disappear and you'll never find me. You have dudes in Atlanta that are burning folks on purpose.
Left and right.
You know what I'm saying? On purpose. I'm telling you, it's crazy out here. And you have to be cognizant and you have to understand. I mean, you can't look at somebody and see that they're clean. You don't. But I remember when AIDS was prevalent, everybody had to show their negative HIV test before they can even do anything. Mm-hmm. But because we're so sexually liberated and everybody thinks they can do whatever they want, this is what happens. There's no dick discipline, there's no pussy discipline. There are consequences to our actions. And if you give the wrong dude some box and he think, well, hey, you ain't messing nobody else. This is mine.
Yep.
Y'all think it's funny when dudes be like, who pussy is this? Nah, he's serious.
He's serious.
He's dead serious.
He's dead serious.
You said this is mine. Why you giving this to somebody else?
There you go.
Nah, you said it was mine.
And if I catch you giving it away, it's you out of here.
Facts.
You out of here. Yeah, it's not a game.
This thing is funny.
Listen,
he asked me who he was. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, he outside and you at the club with your girls in the VIP. He and his flip flops and drop boxes on a robe come up. Nah, this ain't your cousin's house. Come on, going home.
Going home. Yep.
And you going home, girl. Your man's so crazy. I know, but you look at him. He put it down. Next thing you know, he blacking your eye. Come on, let's
it happens. It we laughing about it, you guys. This is a fact. This is a fact. This is what we hear. Man, you guys would be surprised. The stuff, women not I say it all the time, men, of course, people in general make poor choices when selecting partners. We've seen it on both sides. Um, oftentimes guys tend to just take it on the chin and be like, man, I know I shouldn't even been doing that or doing this, I think for women it's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different. The risk is so
Emotional
much
attachment.
higher. Yeah, it's so much higher. The emotional attachment is there. And I hate going to calls and I show up and a guy has robbed this woman clean of everything in her apartment. And I'm start asking her questions like, where'd you meet him? What's his name? Oh, his name is Lil Red. I said, you moved a guy named Little Red. Do you know his real? What's his government name? Oh, I don't know. I think it's Roderick. You think? I said, you know his birthday? She don't know nothing. It blows
And they
me
bring them into
away.
they got their kids in the house.
Oh my God! Don't get me
You can't.
started with
Here
that.
it is. You can't stand your baby daddy, but you give him 3 kids, 4 kids,
Oof.
and then you bring somebody in here who has no attachment to these kids. They
Yep.
only here to clap cheeks with you.
Yep.
But then you want to leave them to babysit your kids, but you
Yep.
don't even want the children's father to have anything to do with these children. But you bring a perfect stranger in there with a criminal record to watch your kids. Make it make sense.
Boy,
You know how many houses have we gone to of strippers and it looked like, hello, how much money are you making? And why do your house look like this?
why don't you have any furniture?
Well, how come you don't have a frame on your bed? You got an E-class outside,
Ooh,
but your bed's on crates. What we doing? I'm telling you,
fridge full of
listen,
liquor.
we ain't hating. Listen, right? We're not hating on what you do. That's your thing, but it comes with consequences.
Comes with consequences.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, if you're gonna sit up there and brag that you bringing in a stack of night swinging on a pole, I want to see your portfolio. Show me how you're investing that money,
Or
so
you
you don't have to make a living on your back on a pole. Show me, make it make sense to me.
Well, and I think even with this situation, when we talk about discipline, sexual discipline, what I see from a lot of guys in this just kind of just throughout time, where it's you have a lot of men bragging about how many women they can sleep with, how many women they're smashing. I remember hearing one guy talking about how he don't smash the same woman twice. Like this is the mindset of some guys out here. They come out here, and again, I tell men this: some of the most crimes that I've seen, especially where men have been accused of sexual assault, have all come from men who have been on a one night stand mission, right? Men who have been robbed or set up by women. It's always from men who were out here looking for something fast, looking for a pincushion. So,
Well, I
you
will tell
know,
you this on that. Um, Men, anyone in this chat, if you live in Georgia and you're out in the club, you buying shorty drink, she a little, she fine, she tight, but you could tell she's fucked up.
mm,
And because she's fucked up, alcohol make everybody look good. You know what I'm saying? Now she rubbing on you, she grabbing your Johnson, you know what I'm saying? She whispering in your ear, she trying to slob you down. Uh, leave that chick alone.
yep,
She cannot legally say, yes, you can hit. If you have sex with this woman and she later on says you raped her, you raped her.
yep, and you out of here.
All right. Because Georgia law states that an inebriated woman cannot give consent to cardinal knowledge.
Yep.
And all these men that think, like, well, she raped me. No, in order for you to be raped, grape,
Oh yeah.
cardinal knowledge, you need cardinal knowledge, which means that if unless you are a male and you have a JJ, and that's the only way you can be raped. You can be sodomized, but you cannot be raped. Okay, and you need to understand the difference. That's what dick discipline is being able to look, if she really liked me, here's my number. Give me a call when you're sober. And if she don't call you, cool. Delete your number. No love lost. You ain't miss out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's never that serious. If you that damn horny, go to the bathroom, get in the stall, rub one off, and then you'll feel good. You know what I'm saying? You won't have none of that pressure. I'm just telling you, is to keep you safe and out of prison and as a registered sex offender, the
Yep.
best thing for you to do, do that. Because half of y'all got women at home. Y'all got rollover, and y'all sitting up there trying to get some new shit.
Well, and again, I think this is something that has to be definitely talked about with men, and we need to be talking to young men about this. That it seems all fun and games until a woman decides she changes her mind, and even in that moment, if a woman changes her mind, you guys, you got to back up off of it. It's not worth it. You know, the safest way the safest way is to be monogamous. Even safer than that is not being anything at all. Martial arts, we say the best form of self-defense is not fighting at all.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get caught fighting if you're not fighting. And so, one would argue that if he was pursuing a serious relationship with the woman that he legitimately was with, he wouldn't have been in this situation in the first place, right? And so I think that's the moral of the story for me, is that when you're out here messing with women who are involved with multiple different men, you don't know the mentality of those men that they're dealing with. And that man might be the one tricking off all his money and feel like
That's an investment.
that's his investment. So unfortunately, you have some men in here who have no sense of emotional discipline, and they will take your life behind some stuff. People call it simping, beta males. I don't care what you want to label it. Men got emotions too, and if you get the wrong one, he will take you up out of here in a heartbeat off of some emotional decision. It's just not worth it. It just absolutely isn't. Give me one strong, solid, good woman, and I'm good. Y'all can have all these bust downs, these bottom feeders, these pin cushions, whatever you want to call it. I, I'm good on that. I don't want the drama. I don't want the problem. So, Dre, appreciate you, bro, for dropping the knowledge, man. Yes, we gotta do a DV stream for sure, and we can really bring some problems and solutions, and then kind of get people to come in and ask their questions. So,
Definitely. It only takes once. Things escalate and they normally don't de-escalate.
street strollers.
I know,
Yeah,
right? Hey, once they hit you once, they will hit you again.
facts,
So let's understand that it
facts.
only takes once. All right.
Yep.
So
Oof.
thanks for having me up, man. I really appreciate y'all. But yo, think about it. Think about your life and where y'all want your life to go in your future. And if you can't see it with the person you're with, you're gonna have to start making some true decisions and let it be known and be honest with how you feel and what you want to do. If you
Right.
need to talk it out, get a mediator to mediate what you got going on so you can make a as safe as you can separation. All right. And if you got to change states, whatever you need to do what you have to do to preserve your safety and the safety of your family. Because if they can't come after you, they're gonna come after your family to find out where you are. So
Yep.
be safe, y'all.
Yo. All right, bro. Um. Um, Dre absolutely is a perfect person for this conversation. We definitely gonna have to put something up next week or so. I think it's imperative. Definitely imperative. Listen, you guys. People don't like when I say this, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Again, in this channel, we talk about facts over feelings. The facts don't really care about how you feel. I'm telling you this, and what I'm about to tell you shocks a lot of people, especially women, more so than anything, because unfortunately, you have some people who believe that just because they move on means the other person should just move on. You guys, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. This is why it's imperative that you take your time and pick a person that you vetted carefully before you give yourself to them, before you bring them into your world, bring them into your life. This goes for just in general, friends and anything, right? Intimate partner or a friend. You have to be careful, because just because you say the relationship is over doesn't mean that person doesn't feel that person feels that way. What happens, you guys? You got to give people time. You got to give them time. You absolutely have to give them time. Some people say, nah. I saw a comment earlier and it made me want to talk about this specifically. Someone said that, well, they weren't in this comment. I was reading something under a video, and someone said she was tired of men who don't know how to move on once a woman says she's done. Listen, I agree with that. In theory, it sounds amazing, but in practice, it doesn't work like that. When you're dealing with people, emotions, and feelings, people are attached. People are attached. Just because you can detach and go about your business doesn't mean the person you attach yourself to can break away so easily. You got to be careful with how you sever yourself from people. People go crazy when they break away from relationships, break away out of marriages. You guys, it's not a game. You're dealing with the human psyche. You're dealing with emotions. So yeah, should it just be like, all right, I'm out, peace? Of course. And people should respect that, of course. But is that how it works? Not all the time. Not all the time. And I think you should not have to go through a situation where someone has made you uncomfortable, put your safety in jeopardy, threaten you, shown up, stalked you, the whole 9 yards, right? A lot of people go through that more than you realize, you guys. When me and Dre do this video about it, when we pull up the data, you will be blown away how many people experience stalking, assault, um, and even lose their life behind an intimate partner. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you see the numbers increasing because society's gotten so comfortable with being so cavalier with sex and sexual encounters. It becomes like a thing now. People are not paying attention to how people are being linked and joined together from this act. This is a spiritual type of bond, right? Absolutely. It's a ritualistic in nature, if you think about it, you know. So I tell people all the time, give people time, be respectful to the other person's feeling, take your time with the separation, be communicate as best you can. Everything within reason, right? Like, of course, you can't hand spoon feed people or at some point people have to get the message. For true, this is true, right? I'm not saying that. But I'm saying be very mindful, be cognizant that you are dealing with a person's heart, you're dealing with a person's emotions, you're dealing with a person's feelings. And you want to do it, you want to separate and remove yourself as safe as possible. Uh, okay, I like that. Shout out to Gail. Gail said sex is sacred energy exchange. I like that. I like that. Um, you got people out here playing with people's emotions, man. Um, Safety, safety, safety. I've told women and men to move. That's how bad it's gotten. Move, change your number. Some people had to move out of state, quit their jobs, you guys. And you know what they tell me after they moved and did everything I told them to do? It was in their best nature. Listen, police can't be there to protect you every 5 seconds. It doesn't work like that. So the advice I give people is based on them making smart decisions. What do I tell people? Shout out to Dwayne. Look. Gotta be only smarter but stronger. Yeah, you gotta be smart about the decisions because what ends up happening now to that woman or that man I talk to, and they end up having to change numbers, change homes, move, and do all these things. They may have kids have been threatened and things like that. They had to uproot their entire life because they had someone who couldn't let go, someone who started getting possessive, someone started getting violent, someone who just could not separate themselves. What do they say moving forward? They say, next time I get into a relationship, I'm going to do the research. I'm going to vet properly. I'm going to wait longer. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take it seriously, you guys. Yes. Yes. You got to take it seriously. And moving forward, then you see a lot of people start looking at relationships differently. Luna said, I'm a die party. Y'all are silly. Man, yeah, that word. Being promiscuous, man, it's a dangerous game. Listen, you guys, we at the 2-hour mark. I did good. I'm starting to time myself doing these live streams. Listen, you guys, I'm so grateful that you joined us tonight. We had an amazing conversation. A lot to cover. I know there's still a lot of evidence and information that's still unknown at this time. We're just going to stand by, hear what happens. Obviously, we know there's more to the story. There's his story that's left. Unfortunately, now unfortunately, we have Trouble, who passed away. Talented musician in his own rights here in Atlanta. He's definitely going to be missed. A lot of lives ruined behind people making poor choices, poor decisions, emotional decisions, right? A lot of lives being lost behind people being irresponsible. And it's very, very unfortunate, to be honest. So, again, you guys, please keep his family in your prayers. I heard he has children as well. It's very, very disappointing. Very sad, very tragic. Anyways, you guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for all those who supported with the super chats. Shout out to all my members. You guys are amazing. Shout out to everybody here who enjoyed this content. I hope you found it very informative, very valuable. For those who are new to the channel, please hit the like button. If you just, we're about to finish now. Hit the like button anyways, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. This is the Real Nathan Daley, and I am out of here. About to get something to eat. I hope you guys have an amazing night. I will see you guys later this week. Might do another live stream. This was kind of last minute. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing these last minute streams. So anyways, you guys, I hope you have an amazing night. I'll see you later. Good night and God bless.